What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. Let's start this video with classic physique, specifically Ramon Dino. So, did he underestimate the competition by doing only a 6 weeks prep? Well, in his defense, even with that 6 weeks prep, he was able to beat both Orskleshinsky as well as Brionazli, which were his biggest competition leading into that show. Because Wesley Weezers came out of syllabus at that show. No one saw Wesley Weezers coming. Even in the predictions of that show, most of the people had him in 4th spot. So that was a bit of a shocker for everyone, including Ramon Dino, that Wesley just came in at his all-time best and won the Arnold Classic. So how good Ramon really is? Well, even with him doing a very short prep and him not being at his 100%, not being at his personal best, Wesley was barely able to beat him, while on the other hand, Wesley was at his all-time best. Only 1 point separated both these guys, and had Ramon Dino showed up at the prejudging as good as he was at the finals of that show, he would have probably won the Arnold Classic 2nd time in his career. So what lesson did he learn from that loss? He needs to be 100% in terms of training and all the other factors, in order for him to be a future Mr. Olympia. And that is why he's already back in the gym. He's already pushing extremely hard, even though we are 6 months out of the Olympia. Tyler Marion specifically mentioned that Ramon Dino needs to get his density back because he was a lot more muscular at the Olympia 2023 compared to Arnold, Ohio. So I truly believe that Ramon is gonna come back hard, and he will love to redeem himself at Mr. Olympia in October. So he put quite a lot of distance between himself and the rest of the competition in the last 2 years by getting into that 2-man call-out with Chris Bumstead. And now that there is a new player, Wesley Weezers, he will definitely have to bring his A game. We have another classic physique update up next, and this is from the Texas Hawk, Logan Franklin. So the front lat spread is a great shot for him, and I have to say he looks so good right now at the starting point of his prep. And we have to keep in mind, this time he is working with a coach, Patrick Tuor, and I really think that this is going to be a great final package. Because Patrick is an amazing coach. He's working with some great names in the industry right now, like John Pearson, John De Rosa, Stefan. Previously, he was working with Michael the Bull. So there is a good chance that he is going to bring Logan at his all-time best. So the question is Logan at his personal best a top 6 Olympia level athlete? Well, even for an upgrade version of Logan Franklin, cracking top 6 isn't gonna be an easy task. And not just for Logan, it is gonna be really difficult for everyone, because the top 6 guys in the world in classic physique, they are the best of the best. They are some elite level athletes. And even though I believe Logan looked extremely impressive at Texas Pro 2022, but he wasn't maxed out in terms of the weight cap. And also he wasn't able to win that show. He lost that show to Robert Timms that year. And Robert Timms is also in prep for his comeback. And I have to say he looks pretty damn impressive right now. Considering that this is the starting point of his prep, he looks really diced up top. So coming back to Logan Franklin, I think both Logan and Patrick are gonna have to bring something out of this world, and something really mind-blowing to impress the judges enough so that they consider him to place top 6 in the world. Because last year at Texas Pro, he got beat by Jahan Park, and Jahan Park was the 10th place finisher at Classic Physique Olympia last year. But Logan actually does bring something unique to the stage, and that is presenting his physique to the best of his ability. I mean, he is one of the best classic physique posers out there. So Logan really needs to make this year count, because he switched from men's physique to classic physique back in 2019. So it has been 5 years, and even though his physique has changed entirely from his debut in classic to his last show, which was Sean Ray Hawaiian Classic, and credit must be given there. But 5 years is plenty of time to bring your best to the stage, and that is something that we haven't seen from Logan just yet. So realistically speaking, I think his aim should be cracking top 8 at this year's Mr. Olympia. And we will find out more about Logan's physique very soon, as he plans to compete before the Olympia in one of the shows, and he is already qualified for the Olympia 2024. The head judge of the Arnold Brazil, he said that out of the top 3 at that show, Good Vito, Rafael Brandel, and Tonio Burton, Good Vito was the most shredded guy overall. And considering that Tonio Burton was also at that show, and he was also born shredded, that I have to say is a great compliment for Good Vito. So Good Vito impressed us all in Arnold Brazil, and then him and his coach Chris Osito took it to another level at Detroit Pro. Which honestly, if he would have won, I don't think there would have been a lot of complaints, because most of us had Good Vito winning after the prejudging. But Martin just came back so much better at the finals, and he just snatched that victory from Good Vito. So it is a great thing for Good Vito that he has this ability to get bone dry as well as ripped. All that needs to be done for the future is putting on more size, more density, and considering that he is just 26 years old, it's just a matter of time for him. Time is on his side, and I am so glad that he isn't doing the New York Pro or California Pro as well, because the chances of him winning those shows, they are very little. He is back to the drawing board, training hard and eating a lot of clean food. The goal remains the same: win his first pro show and get to the Olympia stage this year. So he has a really bright future ahead in the sport, as long as he doesn't rush the process. I mean, the guy has all the time in the world. So what show he's planning to do next? The ideal scenario would be to keep improving for a few more months, pick a show close to Mr. Olympia, and if he is able to win it, carry that momentum into that big show. So Good Vito gave a sharp call to all those naysayers who called him an Instagram bodybuilder, and rightfully so. The man really proved his worth at both these shows. So cannot wait to see an improved and better version of him later during the year. James Hollingshead publishes a physique update more than 7 weeks post his last show, which was the Arnold Classic UK. The thing that needs to be worked on the most for James are his delts. That is why when James was asked this question, on what body part would James wish to have from a former IB pro, he said Kevin Levroni's delts, because Kevin had some of the best shoulders of all time. As you guys know, James is now working with Stefan, and he himself said that he wasn't as coachable when Milos was working with him, and now he gave this statement about Stefan. So does that mean he didn't fully trust Milos' protocol, and that is why he decided to do the last 2 weeks of the prep all by himself? And honestly, he did a great job at it. So I will leave it up to you guys to decide what he means. But what I got from this response is that James was following the program on the dot when he was working with Patrick Tour, but apparently not with Milos. But the good thing is that he fully trusts his new coach, and he is ready to go into the offseason with a great mindset. So James intends to compete sometime later this year to have a go at his Olympia spot, and he would definitely want to compete at the Olympia stage this year. So ending this video with a physique update of Martian-Fitzwater, about 2.5 weeks out of the New York Pro. So he must be so fired up to perform at the Pittsburgh Pro guest posing. In fact, I believe this would be a bigger thing for him than to compete at the New York Pro, because he's gonna be sharing the stage with some of the best names in the world at this Pittsburgh Pro guest posing, like Derek, Nick Walker, Samson Dauda, Big Ramy, Hunter Labrada, and Andrew Jacked. So as far as the New York Pro is concerned, he really has nothing to lose here, just more experience and a chance to stand next to a guy like Nick Walker, who we all know is gonna win this show. So most of the guys doing the New York Pro this year, they already know that. But this is a great opportunity for each and every one of those guys to get a comparison with a top 3 guy in the world. So the year that Martin took off was 100% worth it. He was able to beat a phenomenal bodybuilder like Good Vito, and Good Vito was at his all-time best on that day. And I'm pretty sure the Martin that we saw at Texas Pro in 2022, that could not have pulled it off. So if Martin shuts the season down after the New York Pro and makes some good improvements on the road to his Olympia debut, I won't say he's gonna be able to crack top 10, because the top 10 this year are gonna be stacked. But he will definitely beat a bunch of big guns. But I am very sure that cracking top 10 at this year's Mr. Olympia will be his goal. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.